Welcome to Yupari Gaming. Today I'm gonna unlock Azandar. On this character I already unlocked it on my main, but I didn't record it, so here is unlock quest for Azandar, and there he is.
Greetings! You have a sharp look to you, traveler. My name is Azandar. I'm an arcanist, and I'm hoping we can help each other out. I've decades of esoteric knowledge, a bit of coin, and a convivial attitude. What do you say?
That depends. What do you need help with?
I'd like your help tracking down a former associate of mine. I was attempting to create a relic of great power, and now find my fate frayed, for lack of a better term. I call this relic the Fate Weaver Key.
How can you former associate help?
Martina was a brilliant collaborator, and may be able to identify where I went wrong. To find her, we'll need to find a tome, summon a Daedra, and brave the terrors of Apocrypha. What do you say? Join me in an exploration into the unknown?
Alright, Azandar. I'll help you find your associate and fix your key.
I'm looking forward to our collaboration. As I said, we'll need a book on Daedra summoning to get us on the right track. Let's convene in the center of Cypher's Midden. Is there anything I can clarify for you before we begin?
Sir, can you tell me more about what you are trying to do?
That mystic phenomenon I was struggling with, I'm calling them frayed fates. They're echoes from a choice I once made. My work to create the Fate Weaver Key has snarled them up. So untidy. If I'm ever to perfect the key, I'll need to unfray my fate.
So, we are going to unfray your fate. How are we going to do that?
A good question. I need to reset. Return to the roots of my research to unravel this issue. That's why I'm hoping to find my old colleague. Their name was Martina Abor, a talented researcher, though we've since parted ways.
You want to find Martina, but we are starting by looking for a book.
My hope is that a Daedric consultant, a watcher named Tim, will know where they are. The book will lead us to Tim, you see. Thankfully, the Ciphers of the Eye have given me access to their stacks. Ha!
What is it you do, Azandar?
An excellent question. I'm a scholar of esoterica, eldritch secrets, and things mortals were not meant to know. I'm an arcanist of the highest order, proud to say, wresting the power of Apocrypha into my quill-gnarled hands, as you do.
Can you tell me a bit about being an arcanist?
Arcanist is a broad brush, to be sure,
Whatever.
but we're all devotees to abstruse arcanum, individual proclivities aside. From mad hermits raving about tentacles to precision rune crafters. I consider myself a scholar, first and foremost.
What were you trying to do with this Fate Weaver key?
It's not my fault. I mean, I was attempting to peer beyond the veil of reality, much as Hermaeus Mora does, to gaze upon other fate lines. It would have been brilliant. I should have spent more time developing my infralux notation.
What did you hope to learn?
Just think, what could you learn by looking beyond your own life, at the paths unwalked? What kernels of truth could you hold with such a tool? I hope to gain knowledge about myself, about the universe, why, about the very nature of mortality.
What makes one of these fates Did you make one when you decided what to have for breakfast?
A simplistic example. Not all choices are equal. But if the choice to have oatmeal instead of eggs changed the course of your life, think of them like divergence points, and everything you could learn seeing the might-have-beens play out.
All right, let's get to it.
The stacks aren't far at all. I'll see you there.
Oh, damn it, I just realized that I don't have automated quest tracking on.
The search for Nup. I have no idea where in Orbis to look for my old colleague Martina. But I know she was working with a Daedric consultant, a creature named Tim. If we can summon Tim, we can find Martina.
And we are here to find a book to summon this Tem.
Indubitably, I knew I was right about you. Now, an esteemed elder within the ciphers once summoned forth this Daedra. If we can find the notes from this elder, you and I can summon Tim and engage in parley.
How do we find one book in all of this?
You've never been to the Library of Dusk, I take it. Or the forbidden section of Gwillem University. Dedicated scholars must develop their own search magics. I'll begin the incantation. Just be ready for anything. Apocrypha is full of surprises.
Got it.
Incantus eruditum, abyssal sea, hear my call. Find the secrets beneath this scroll. The rune form is complete. Follow where it leads. Aha! The book we need is in that pile. There, a tome show has the text. Get after it. The chase is on. Excellent work. Ha! That was bracing. Pity the tome will smell like transliminal parasite now. Let's see what it says.
Here we go. One book.
Here's the ritual to summon Tem. Easy enough, just a question of the appropriate summoning materials. We'll need expunged tome dust, the talon of a seeker, and black ichor from the swoomy pools of Apocrypha.
Where can we find the ritual materials?
Let me mark your map. Seekers tend the flora of the region. Their talons often break off in the resin. And there should be plenty of tome dust scraped from parchment in the cipher's midden expungatory. Try to get some from a Daedric incantation.
What about the ichor? Ichor? Whatever.
I'll procure that, worry not. Don't want you to think I'm taking advantage of your assistance. Once you have the dust and talon, we'll meet back up at the ritual site I've marked on your map. What do you say?
Get the talon and tome dust and meet you at the site. Got it. See you there.
The tome dust should be found in the cipher's midden expungatory, while seekers tend to congregate around those resin plants to the southwest. Easy enough, and soon we'll be talking to Tem.
You seem familiar with Apocrypha.
Well, I should hope so. I've been coming here for years. Fascinating place. You can learn the ways of the Arcanist back home, of course. But to truly understand the forces of fate, tides and the abyssal sea, there's nowhere else like it.
Where is home? Where is home? Back on Tamirael?
Oh, here and there, you know. You've seen one post-feudal city-state, you've seen them all, am I right? My family hails from Hammerfell. Born and raised in tall Papa's shadow.
Do you visit them much?
I'm no youngster, obviously. My parents now dwell within Aetherius, and the rest of the family politely pretends I don't exist. Best for all involved. Now then, we have a Daedra to summon. Knowledge to gain.
Right. Better get to it. Okay.
Oh, good. I didn't want to walk.
Oh, of course. Let's get this first.
Do be careful. Don't rush about and scatter the dust.
Beyond sweet oblivion, it's shared with memories like dark love.
Okay. Guess it's over here. And
Be gone!
I would have never seen
My fleet line
anything
is
like
my
this
own.
if I'd stayed at Port Trail.
Life is mine.
Did you hear? Never mind. Ah, my new collaborator. Good to see you again. By Mora's eyes, these frayed fates are becoming increasingly annoying. I look forward to putting them to bed, as it were. Do you have the items we need to summon our Daedric consultant?
I've got Tome Dust and Talon right here.
Peerless work. Let's see. Here's the Ichor. Unpleasant to gather, but I've done worse in my day. Now then, I'll light the fonts and begin the incantation. As we go, I'll need you to offer up the Tome Dust, Talon, and Ichor. In that order.
Then you'll ask the Daedra about your partner.
Just so. With any luck, this Tem can tell us where the whims of fate have led Martina. If this doesn't work, well, I'm sure I'll think of something. But let's hope it works, eh? Onward!
Ready when you are. See, I think it was this
We
one
light
first.
the flames to summon Tem, the omen of destiny. Come before us!
Tem is summoned. Ask your questions, make your offerings.
We offer the dust of an ancient spell. I seek the location of my former colleague, Martina Abor.
Tem's eyes have seen you, Azandar Alcibiades.
Can't remember
You
which
search for
one was it
who
next.
does not wish to be found.
Recalcitrant, are we? We offer the talon of a seeker. I need Martina to correct an error. Where are they?
change, mortal. Tem sees a darkness approaching, one you have unmoored.
Daedra, I have called, and you must answer. With Icor as payment, I command you. Where can I find Martina Abor?
I shall answer, but not to you, Arcanist. Tem will speak with the one who made the offerings.
The audacity of that creature.
Tem sees you mortal. Adventures, triumphs that have happened, or may happen, or may never happen. Speak, and Tem will tell you what you wish to know.
Why didn't you want to talk to Azandar?
The choices of Azandar Alcibiades hang heavy about him, reeking from stains on his hands and his soul. Also, he speaks with a distinct lack of respect for Tem, the omen of destiny.
Right. So where can we find Martina Abor?
Martina Abor, Arcanist of the Abyssal Sea and Illuminatus of the Threads of Fate, retreated to their sanctum 920 days ago. Seek them within the subrealm known as the Underweave, at a place called the Heart. But beware, mortal.
Beware of what?
The Arcanist you traveled with sought to view the paths unwalked, but failed to see where those paths led. In his hubris, he has allowed a thing that should not be, to be. Tem has spoken.
Thanks, Tem.
Questions asked and answered. Farewell, mortals.
For all things being equal, that went rather well. It seems we're off the other way.
No, no, no! The Master of Secrets will certainly flay me for this.
Not to belabor the obvious, but we'll need to be careful here. We should make haste to the heart of the Underweave and find Martina's sanctum. Onward and upward!
How do we find Martina's sanctum?
The Fate Weaver key is palpitating, pulling me. Off to the east? Fascinating. Something in Martina's sanctum must be synergizing with the relic. Let's find that laboratory.
Right, to the heart of the Underweave. Okay.
To the heart of the Underweave.
In fact, I think it was here. Yes. Was it downstairs? Oh, jeez.
This must be it. Knock, Martina. All right. Let's get my fix. Damn it. Martina. Dead. I had hoped. Why must the most brilliant among us fall to curiosity's blade? Take a look around, if you don't mind. I need a moment. No idea what that concoction is. Curious. Martina was a zealous note-taker. That may be helpful to our inquiry. Perhaps you, Come. Let's talk.
Yeah.
I, wish I could say this was the first time I found an old friend dead. But I cannot. From the spell lattice surrounding them, I believe Martina's research may have followed a similar path to my own. Let's take a look at that journal.
I'm sorry, Azandar, and you're right. The journal talks about Martina's fate fraying like yours.
Martina says here she could somehow scry for the fates frayed from her timeline. Fascinating. She experimented with several different methods, including using her own blood. It's messy, dangerous, but perhaps effective.
Is there any way we could do that?
Yes, I believe so. I have some thoughts that need to germinate, and I'd like to dispel this ward. Take care of Martina. Let's retire to my rooms at Cypher's Midden, near the Way Shrine. I'll see you there, my canny colleague.
All right, Azandar. I'll see you at Cypher's Midden.
I'll see you back at Cypher's Midden, my perspicacious collaborator. Just need to see to Martina here.
What was Martina doing here, do you think?
Research, of course. Always research. Just like in the old days. Martina and I were excellent collaborators. I was the gab, the talker, the trader. But Martina was the silent strength, astute observations after lengthy contemplation.
Why did you two stop working together?
I'm an arse. It seems wrong to coat the truth in moon sugar standing over Martina's final work. I can be challenging to know and worse to work with. Martina put up with me for the better part of 5 years, longer than anyone else.
What do you think got Martina killed?
I'm not quite sure. I think perhaps she was trying to manipulate fate itself. But I'd have to examine Martina's notes to fully understand what happened here.
Why did they try to map fate?
Martina was as nimble-witted as anyone I've ever met, and stubborn as the abyssal sea. Now, if she thought they could twist fate itself, nothing would slow them down. Changing the fate lines is something not even Hermaeus Mora himself can do.
Thanks, Azandar.
I hope I can honor Martina's memory somehow. I'll see you back at Cypher's Midden. Welcome. I've just been preparing. Pardon the simplicity of my setup here. Martina's research lives on. I believe with further development I can adapt her methods and modify the Fate Weaver key itself. But let's crawl before we walk. First, we confirm if scrying for frayed fates is even possible.
Why are we scrying for your frayed fates?
It's time to put my failure behind me. So far, the fates have come to me. With Martina's research, we can scry for one, find it, and shut it down. What do you think of that?
Sounds good. What's our first step?
This is why you make a good collaborator. Your focus. I place in your hands the Fate Weaver key. Still flawed, unfortunately, but newly modified thanks to Martina's notes. Follow along with me, and we'll seek out a frayed fate.
Let's get started.
Observe this thaumaturgical quadrant. Gripping the key, activate each of the beacons. A shipwreck? Wait, that must be Fathom's Drift. Superlative! The drift is in the far north of the region. I'll meet you there.
Ugh. Okay, because it's long right there. I'll be back when I get there.
It is my will.
And I'm back.
Away, you pestering phantom. You're here. Blast these frayed fates. Let's get in there and turn theory into practice, eh? Smooth these things back into the universe.
How do we smooth your fates back into universe?
First, we enter the drift and find the darn thing. The Fate Weaver key in your able hands will lead us where we need to go. Now, properly attuned, it should allow you to tug on the threads that bind my fate to me.
So we follow these threads. What then?
We use the Fate Weaver key itself to bind this frayed fate back into the fabric of the universe. Now, I'm not... Well, to be totally honest, I'm not exactly sure what that will look like. But we're armed with the dead friend's knowledge. We'll see it done.
All right, let's see it done.
Into the drift! Huzzah! The Fate Weaver key will be our guide. It should make visible the threads that bind me to the nearby frayed fate. There, a thread. Untie it, and we'll follow the thread to the next, and the next.
My magic will destroy you.
Martina's work. My research. It's working. Smashing. thread was woven past that door. Up the ramp. I think I see something. Look there. This distortion is a frayed fate. Let's pull this situation into focus.
Swap the deck, Azandar. Stop lollygagging, Azandar. I'm tired of all this.
What? A sailor? How odd. I haven't wanted to be a sailor since I was a child.
Bilge rats and stale bread. I'll never make it to first mate.
Such potential. Stronger now.
Twitching tentacles. What is that?
I grow stronger.
These rune forms should banish that thing.
We will not be undone.
It worked! Oh, I wasn't sure. What we just witnessed. Distressing, horrid, disconcerting. Apologies, cohort. I'm free associating to deal with my emotions.
Are you alright?
Of course, just processing. Tem, it seems, was telling the truth. Afraid fate has grown in strength somehow. Become adversarial.
What do we what do we know what do we do now?
Allow me to take back the Fate Weaver key. I'll need to consider this new information. The introduction of this adversary into the experiment was unforeseen. Let's reconvene in my room at Cypher's Midden.
Sounds good. I'll see you there.
Ah, there you are! Come, let's talk. I'm ecstatic. Ebullient, even. Incredible. Somehow, my experiment seems to have created a new, previously unseen mystic phenomenon. One frayed fate consumed the other by means and for reasons unknown. I'd be even happier if it didn't want me dead. Ha!
You are excited that you have created the thing that wants you dead.
Yes. I mean, would I prefer this adversary enjoy a strenuous argument over a pot of tea? Without a doubt. But you have to understand, I believe the Fate Weaver experiment was an abject failure.
So the fact that the experiment created anything is exciting to you.
Indubitably. And mark me well, this discovery would not have been possible without your insights and abettance. We make a superlative research duo, you and I. I haven't had a competent cohort in some time.
Thanks, Azandar. You are so you are going to continue to look into this adversary.
I must. My fate is still frayed after all. It must be restored and this dark being dealt with. But now, a question for you. Would you be willing, if you have the time and inclination, to continue our collaboration?
Sir, let's keep working together on your project.
Together, my new cohort, we began the work of understanding the nature of fate. We put an old friend to rest. And someday soon, we'll repair the key. But for now, accept my promised coin with enthusiastic thanks. Onward and upward! Together, cohort, we will accomplish stupendous things, remarkable things, for research!
Okay, so now I should have... Yes.
What will we learn today?
Okay. So that was Azandar's unlock quest. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on next one.